Hi everyone, this is Kyle. We had some Lord of the Rings rumors come out late last week. Some of them are regarding Season 2 of Rings of Power, and then there's another rumor that I sure hope to God is not true, because if it is true, then Amazon may have the ability to vandalize quite a few more of Tolkien's stories. Now this is coming from the OneRing.net. I originally found out about this from thatparkplace.com. We have this one post here. It's a very lengthy article, and I'm not going to get into all this in this video. Title of this article, Analysis, New Rings of Power Rumors Tease Unhinged Season 2. It goes into a number of things that are rumored to be happening in the second season of Rings of Power, and it's just going to be more vandalization of Tolkien's work. I'm not going to go into that stuff in this video. There's one piece of news that they go into here that I'm going to go into, because folks, if this is true, I mean, this is terrible news. Alright, so I'll read a little bit here. A wild bombshell appeared on 4chan on January 15, 2024, claiming knowledge of fully detailed plot points and episodes. That was quickly regurgitated on our Discord server, now deleted. The contents of this post caused shockwaves on the OneRing.net Discord, as it shocked and dismayed me, but also much of its contents also have been corroborated fully by someone close to the producers who shared more information. Better fasten your seatbelts, dear ringers, it's going to be a bumpy night. So I guess this stuff, it originates from 4chan, but the person here on the OneRing.net, they're saying that some of this, it has been corroborated, so there may be some truth to these things. And again, Season 2, rumors of that, I'm not going to go into that here. As the production calendar continues apace of Season 2 of Prime Video's The Lord of the Rings or Rings of Power, rumor has it Season 3's halfway written. Certain enigmatic details are clear while other things remain deeply shrouded. I don't care. That show was not Lord of the Rings. I mean, what Amazon did is they took the work of maybe the most prolific writer to ever walk this planet, and they turned his work into a platform. They current date it, they made it woke, whatever term or phrase you want to use. And frankly, we Tolkien fans, we knew this was going to happen a couple years in advance, because we've been seeing this sort of thing happening to basically every other property or franchise out there now. I mean, this show was overwhelmingly rejected by the audience. Amazon came out and they called Tolkien fans istophobes. They were caught deleting bad reviews. They tried as best they could to silence all the backlash to the show, and it did not work. A lot of Tolkien fans saw that they were current dating Lord of the Rings, and they said, no, I'm not supporting this show. And the people who did watch Rings of Power, they didn't end up finishing the first season, because it was very badly written, and it simply was not Lord of the Rings. Alright, but here's the big rumor. Nonetheless, it is now being discussed openly that Amazon has secretly acquired the rights to the Silmarillion for use in this second season. And folks, the person writing this article, they're putting exclamation points after this. They sound really excited about this. And they say this is seismic news. It is even more insane to think something so significant has happened, and the studio has said nothing about it at the time of this article's publication. Yeah, I mean, when I look up, I don't see any official news statement that Amazon now has a Silmarillion, so I don't know if this is true or not. Again, I sure hope to God this is not true, but I don't know. And then rumors of Season 2, I'm not going to go into that here. Alright, so here it goes a little more into that. Most significantly, according to verifiable spy reports, Prime Video has secretly acquired the rights to the Silmarillion unbeknownst to us. We are hearing that Season 2 opens with a Genesis story more fitting the Ainu Lindale. After many years of speculation and hundreds of hours of discussion about this very thing, it comes as a deep shock to me as a Tolkien fan, and generally speaking as an observer of pop culture, that the Tolkien estate has, at long last, allowed the gates to finally be opened, and nobody has said a word about it. Again, the writer of this article, I think they're hoping that this is true. If you ask Tolkien fans out there, they will overwhelmingly dread to hear this sort of thing. Now they go into how I guess there's going to be a scene with the music of the Ainur, and I guess Sauron is going to be present for that. Now folks, whether this rumor is true or not, I mean right now, we don't know. The OneRing.net doesn't seem to know either. As they state, it sounds like Amazon secretly acquired rights to the Silmarillion, so they're not really telling anybody. And if they did acquire the rights to the Silmarillion, what do they have license to adapt and what don't they? Now, if this is true, it's possible that Amazon would only have the rights to put certain elements or certain details of the Silmarillion into their Rings of Power show. Hopefully that's the case, and hopefully they don't have the rights to adapt any story in the Silmarillion that they want. If Christopher Tolkien were still alive, he would never have given the rights to the Silmarillion over to Amazon. And hell, if Christopher Tolkien were still running the Tolkien estate, this abomination of a Lord of the Rings show would never have happened in the first place. Because Christopher Tolkien, God love him, he was very protective of his father's work. However, It's now Tolkien's grandson Simon who's running the Tolkien estate, and he does not appear to be anywhere near as protective of Tolkien's work as Christopher was. And here we touch on what could be the greater ramifications of this if this is true. The further impact of this reality should be weighed carefully, for it represents a point of no return with those tales, the Quenta Silmarillion, the tragedy of Beren and Luthien, the fall of Gondolin, all of which may now be adapted for TV or film or other media if the estate allows and arrangements are made. What a tremendous thing. No. It opens up a whole new era of possibilities. Amazon has already done more than enough damage to Tolkien's work, but could you imagine if Amazon had the ability to adapt the War of Wrath, or if they had the ability to adapt the Children of Hurin, or if they had the ability to adapt the Fall of Gondolin, or especially this tale, if they had the ability to adapt Beren and Luthien. Now folks, I mean, we're all pretty sure that Tolkien is spinning in his grave over what Amazon did with Rings of Power, and he would be spinning in his grave over any other adaptation that Amazon might make. But I tell you folks, if there is one tale in Tolkien's work that would have him turning in his grave above all others should Amazon have the ability to adapt it, it would be Beren and Luthien. I mean, Beren and Luthien, that is probably the biggest tale, the biggest legend in all of Tolkien's work. Beren being a mortal man falling in love with the elven princess Luthien. The two of them setting out to steal one of the Silmarils from Morgoth's crown. Tolkien on his gravestone has the name Beren written on it, while his wife Edith Bratt has the name Luthien written on hers. And Luthien was very much influenced by Tolkien's wife Edith, from her appearance having dark hair like Edith, and to how she would dance. I mean, that story right there, it's very near and dear to Tolkien's heart. Yeah, I do not want to imagine Amazon adapting Beren and Luthien, and what they would do to that story. And I tell you folks, there would be opportunity in there for Amazon to current day that legend. I mean, if any Tolkien fans are watching this, you know that they would turn Luthien into your typical modern day strong woman girl boss, and they would turn Beren into a bumbling idiot. I mean, you know they'll do that. And folks, I've read Beren and Luthien in both forms that was written, both the short story and the long poem. And I tell you folks, Luthien, there is not a single ounce of quote-unquote girl boss within her. Not one. I mean, she's very kind, she's very feminine, she loved Beren. And the story of how they stole a Silmaril from Morgoth. Luthien stands before Morgoth and his servants, and she dances before them. And then she performs a sort of spell that makes them fall asleep. I mean, the Silmarillion has it that she sings to them, but she either dances, she sings, she puts them all to sleep. Morgoth's the last one to fall asleep. His crown rolls over, Beren takes a knife out and he's able to pry one of the Silmarils from his crown. Luthien does not fit the mold of the type of current day female characters that we're seeing coming out of Hollywood today. But I'll stop there. The big news here is Amazon might have the Silmarillion. They may have quietly acquired it. Again, I don't know if this is true or not. There's no official news headline or anything like that. If they did get the Silmarillion, I mean, what on earth are they allowed to adapt and what are they not allowed to adapt? I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of sounding the alarm, so to speak. I mean, folks, I hope to God this is not true, but Christopher Tolkien is no longer alive and able to defend his father's work, so I think it's possible that this could be true. Everyone, I hope you were informed by this video. If you were, if you consider hitting the like button and the subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Take care until then.